Now, this is the reason why it is important for you to know your worth and your worthiness to be loved, to be someone's wife or their preference, right? Because we all bring something to the table, or we should expect somebody to bring something to the table. Not just what he brings to the table, but you need to know what you bring to the table, right? And if it's only based in externals, which can change. If what you bring to the table is your hips, your lips, or your fingertips, just keep on living. Right? If what you bring to the table is you're good in the bedroom, just keep on living. Right? If you want a long-term partner, a till death us do part, we grow old together kind of relationship, you have to enter into it not just looking at him as somebody who you enjoy dating, but you got to look and see if this person is mate worthy, and also if you are, and what that looks like to you, beyond cooking and cleaning, beyond keeping a beautiful house, beyond being able to bring home the bacon, beyond meeting this fantasy of I want to get married and have 2 kids and live in a house with a white picket fence, or I want somebody we can travel the world together. All those things are good, but they're externals. And external circumstances change. What happens if somebody loses their job? What happens if something happens and there's a health crisis? What happens then if the only thing you've got connecting you is something external that you contribute to the relationship? What happens when you can't contribute that? Right? Which goes to the second question. What do I do for you? I can't remember what Tyler Perry stage play I saw where Medea asks, you told a young lady in that play who was, I think she was getting ready to marry somebody, or somebody wanted to marry her. And she was looking at her ideal man who, GQ brother, expensive suits, great job, all his externals. He had a nice house, good credit, good bank account. He looked good on paper. But then there was an ex-boyfriend of hers, I think that she kind of grew up with or whatever. And in the stage play, both men were asked the question, what do I do for you? And their answers couldn't have been any more different. One was looking at how she was a means to his end. The other one was looking at how she was someone he trusted from his heart. There was a heart connection that had been forged between the two of them. So they came at it from 2 different places. He might not have had a big bank account, a gorgeous house, or all that, but his wealth was in his ability to see her and what she did for the most vulnerable part of him that he needed someone to see and acknowledge and treat well and understand. It was how she handled his heart. What kind of woman she was, the kind of qualities, her character, the way she made him feel deep down inside, the way she touched him in a way that no one else could. That's what you're looking for in someone that you're getting ready to say yes to. a proposal. If that person cannot tell you what you do for them beyond how you're a means to their end, you're a good woman, you're a good mother, right? You're a good church woman. They watch how you take care of other people. Because some people, some men, especially depending on their age and their mindset, are looking for a caretaker. That's the kind of wife they're looking for. Somebody to hold them down. Somebody who's not going to leave them. Someone that's going to take care of them as they get older and more sickly. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But you are more than your ability to perform. If this is your first video, go back and look at the others. There's got to be more of a connection than you being a means to his end or someone that he feels like is going to perform well for him. Whether that means you'll be a good trophy wife that will help advance his career, right? Or whether you're going to be a woman that can give him children, or whether you're going to be a good woman with a good job he knows he doesn't have to show up as a responsible man, but you're going to be a responsible woman. Or you're a woman that's going to take his mess and not require that he'll be accountable or that he grow up or that he be a man in the relationship. That you might be someone, it might be a trauma bond, which means you both have to be broken to stay together. No, you need to know the answer. To the question, what do I do for you? And then you have to ask yourself, what does he do for me? Does he just talk good? Does he just whisper sweet nothings? Is he just charming and funny and charismatic? Is my head being turned by a whole lot of fluff, but no real substance? What does he do for me? Does he have the ability to calm my nervous system? Or does he agitate my nervous system? Is he someone I can trust? Or do I feel like I always got to keep an eye on him? Is he forthcoming? Or do I feel like I got to check his phone and check his bank account? Does he exhibit an energy that makes you feel like, something's off? And I got to find out what's off. Is he a person that's withholding? Do you need to hear, maybe if it's your love language, words of affirmation, and he is a person that refuses to say, I love you? Are you a woman that wants him to give you gifts? Is that your love language? That you need to know that he was thinking about you, that he used his money to buy something for you? Is that your love language? And it's not his love language. So even though he might come home every night, and maybe for him that's his love language, but for you that's not enough. What is the currency? What do you bring to the table? Is he a good communicator? Can you talk about things with him without him misunderstanding what you mean? Do you constantly have to explain things ad nauseum trying to get him to understand? Do you feel like no matter what you say and how the effort you're making to help him understand, he still don't get it? It still goes over his head? Does he have range? Can you take him to the White House and he carry himself in a way that makes you proud to have him with you? Or can you only take him to the family barbecue? Can he only talk sports? Or can you all talk about rights and politics? Does he stimulate your mind? If you're a woman that needs that, then after a while, no matter how good he is at stimulating your body, after a while it's going to be like, you're not going to want to have sex with them. Because you need someone who can stimulate your mind. What's his currency? Is he a man that feels like once he's put a ring on it, that ends it? There's nothing else for him to do? And does he feel at his core that you should just be happy that he wanted to marry you? That was all he needed to do. That was enough. And whenever you talk about some of the other things that you would like from him, is he going to be, feeling some kind of way and feeling like, I don't need to do nothing else. I don't need to keep myself fit. I don't need to take responsibility for my health and wellness. I don't have to contribute in the household as well. I don't have to help cook. If you're going after something, let's say you're going back to school, is he going to be somebody sitting there waiting for you to get home, for you to cook a meal? Or is he somebody who's going to have the meal waiting for you and be interested in what you learned? These are the things that are currency, y'all. Does he love, respect, and value what you love, respect, and value about you? That's currency. What have you longed for that your other relationships came up short in? What do you long for at a deep level? What do you long for that he naturally does for you, that you don't have to write a script for him to follow or draw a map? But he naturally does it. Do your love languages align? Or would it feel so out of the realm of what he's capable of that it would feel burdensome for him to give you what you need in order for you to thrive in that relationship, in order for you to feel safe, in order for you to feel loved? Is he the kind of man that's looking for you to hold him down and have his back, but then when you need him to hold you down and have your back, he is incapable of doing it or doesn't want to do it the way you want it? Is he a man that feels like he knows better what you need than you do? Does he listen to what you're saying and inside he's thinking, she don't know, so I'm going to give her this because I know better? Or is he a man that listens to you, pays attention to you, respects what you tell him? What is his currency? How does he respond to you when you tell him something that he's doing that you don't want him to do? Are you afraid to tell him what you like in the bedroom? Are you afraid it's going to hurt his ego? That's currency, y'all. What is the currency? Are you a growth-oriented kind of woman that you love to learn, you love to read, you love to go places and experience things? And is he a homebody that doesn't want to go anywhere? All he wants to do is for you to be hugged up with him on the sofa while he has the remote. If you're looking at TV, does he come in the room, pick up the remote, and change the channel without any regard for the fact that you were looking at TV? What is the currency? And there are going to be things in the relationship that are going to be like that. I had to have that conversation with my husband. If I was in the room and I was doing something, the TV was on a certain channel, he would just come in, pick up the remote, and change the channel. And I found myself starting to get upset about that thing because it was rubbing me the wrong way. And I had to get clear about what it was about it that made me have issues with it so that I could communicate it effectively. And I asked him one question. I said, baby, if I was a man sitting here with the TV on, would you automatically pick up the remote and change the channel? Or would you say, hey, Doc, are you looking at this? Would you ask him first before you change the channel? And he must have thought about it. And I said, likewise, if I'm sitting here and the TV's on a certain channel, please give me the same deference that you would give me if I wasn't a woman, if I was a man, a friend of yours whom you respect. That you would say, man, are you looking at this? And he'd say, no, man, you can change it. You would at least check in with him first before you do it. Would you please check in with me first before you do it? And he gladly said, yeah. At first he was kind of a little bit like, But he started doing it. Why? Because he respected what I needed more than how he felt in his ego about it. And that's what you need. Y'all tell me what you're thinking. Put your comments in the comment section. Let's talk about it, and I'll see you in the next episode. We got more coming. Bye now.